Hi Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, Ascendant, or Venus. This is Dane, and I'm going to be doing your May 1st to the 15th, 2020 reading for you. Now I ask if this reading resonates with you, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and also to subscribe to my channel. Now before I dive into this reading, I want to say that during these uncertain times, these readings are focusing on love, light, and positivity in order to raise our energy vibration, in order to raise us up as individuals, to empower us instead of having us dragged down, lowering our energy vibration, making us feel small, inadequate, and just devastated because there's so much to make us feel as if we just want to hide away and as if the world is too much. Okay, so with that said, let's get started. I'm going to be starting with your spirit guide animal cards. These are also your totem animals for this time. Sagittarius, if you see these animals in the wild or if you see an image of them, this is really your angels or your spirit guides tapping you on the shoulder saying, Sagittarius, remember this message. So let's see what they have to say. Angel and spirit guide message for Sagittarius, May 1st to the 15th, 2020. Show me clearly, show me clearly, show me clearly. This one. Oh, the bee spirit, that's one of my favorites. And the chameleon spirit, I love that. I love that combination. It says sweet results await and act as if. Act as if you already have the sweet results. Act as if things are going the way that you want them to. Now I'm going to be using your chakra cards. Angel and spirit guide message for Sagittarius, May 1st to the 15th, 2020. Angel and spirit guide message for Sagittarius, May 1st to the 15th, 2020. Angel and spirit guide message for Sagittarius, May 1st to the 15th, 2020. Show me clearly, show me clearly, show me clearly. This one here, which just kind of stuck to my hand, truth. I like that. I like that truth stuck to my hand. Truth is going to be very important to you. A balancing of truth, a connection. Oh, this one here. And creativity. Embracing the truth of you leads, and this one, for some strange reason, listening. Okay. So your throat chakra, astoundingly important during this time. It's going to lead you to creativity. And what's so beautiful is whenever I think of the throat chakra, I always think of talking, right? And I think that that's very common. We think of talking, we think of communication. We don't think of truth and we don't think of listening. But I think speaking your truth and embracing your truth through your words is highly important. Listening to what is being said and listening to what you truly want, because sometimes we get lost along the way of what we truly want and what others expect of us. And that leads to an opening up of creativity, an opening up of your higher sense and your greater power. Yeah. So I really like that. And that's your sacral chakra. This is your throat chakra. Show me clearly. Angel and spirit guide message for Sagittarius, May 1st to the 15th, 2020. Show me clearly. Show me clearly. All right. So we have the High Priestess. Oh, that makes total sense. The King of Pentacles, Earth sign energy, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Six of Pentacles. The Chariot, a Cancer energy, a time frame of June 21st to July 22nd. The King of Cups, water sign energy, Pisces, Scorpio, Cancer. The Moon card, strong Pisces presence here, a time frame February 19th to March 20th. Seven of Swords. That's why truth is so important. There's something here that's being tested and there's something that you're walking away from. King of Swords. I love your kings here. Air sign energy, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Page of Swords. Again, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Hanged Man. Sagittarius, I think it's very, very interesting that the one king that did not show is you. And so you're good with you. You're good with your passion. You're good with your creativity. You're good with your intuitive intellect and your way of moving forward. But your intuitive intellect here is also something that you're working on developing, dictating, seeing. Yeah, there's something here that's moving you forward. Has to do with your prosperity. It can be that you're not speaking your truth and it's holding you back within your prosperity, within the way that you want to move forward. Yeah. So we have the bee spirit and we have the chameleon spirit. Bee spirits, which I love, is bees are a symbol of paradise, there we go, in Celtic mythology. But bees are also a symbol of hard work and of dedication. They are dedicated to their queens, right? They are dedicated to the rulers of their hive. And there's a dedication to yourself, to the ruler of your existence, to the power of your soul, which is you. And it is, of course, your interpretation and understanding of God, but act as if. Act as if you are in service to yourself and to your higher good, just as you would be in service to your employer, right? So act as if your work is moving you towards your paradise. And it's your internal, your spiritual work, your emotional work, but also your day-to-day tasks. Do not go against your emotional self. You will know when you go against your emotional self. You will feel sad, you will feel despondent, you will feel rather nihilistic, like nothing really matters. It's all going to be ruined anyway. Why even bother? So here, I really do have you moving forward and taking the reins of things. And we can see that, in with the kings that come, but also with the chariot that is moving you forward. You are taking the reins towards what you love, and there's something that has been underestimated within you, or that you have, doubted within yourself. And now you move forward towards your truth and your power, and you are transformed. And it's going to be that you adapt to the new situation. It's kind of like a cloak coming over you. It becomes you, and you become it. Truth and listening, just a moment to talk about your throat chakra, a moment to talk about the words that we say and the way that we think and what we see as truth. So often we stifle our truth. We quiet our tongues because others won't understand. They won't agree. You have water and fire. You have spirit and earth coming forward. They need a balance to them. And then there is a listening. Listen to what you truly want. Listen to what you desire. Listen to the way that you need to move forward. There's something greater that you are creating, but there's also here, with this creativity, a sense of a leaving behind and a purging of negativity. This is the sorrow that has been held within you. And I really think you're going to see this. And I know, you're going to see this around the full moon, because the full moon is in Scorpio. And the full moon in Scorpio is purging away the negative, which is going to be very, very powerful for you, Sagittarius, for, whatever reason it is. But I believe the full moon, and I believe it's on the 4th. It's the 4th, or somewhere between the 4th and the 7th, but I think it's on the 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, somewhere in that realm. I can't remember right off the top of my head, but there's this moving towards creativity. And in the month of May, this is going to be a highly creative, highly empowering time for you, Sagittarius. And it's going to be a time where you use your despondency, you use your pain, your sorrow, your hardship, your even anger at the way things have progressed or the state of the world as it is. And you're transformed by it. You are creating something astoundingly beautiful from it. And there's a sense here, because you are such a seeker, Sagittarius, that is one of the things that I admired most about you, your way of pulling people in and your way of seeking towards your truth. You are such a seeker towards your power, towards your understanding, towards the light within you. And that is really going to be one of the main themes of this time. You need to listen to your angels, to your spirit guides, to your instinctual knowledge about yourself, to the way your heart is moving. Because so often we ignore it and we say, oh, I had a bad feeling about it, but I totally ignored it and I just went with it anyway. I just started moving forward. And we'll see that if we listen to ourselves more and we stop going along with the herd or with what everybody is saying, you are going to find that you are so much more valuable to yourself, and you move towards your truth of being, your truth of soul, and living in your truth, especially during this time, especially with the 7 of Swords here. It is highly, highly, highly important. You have a repeat of the number 7. So with the repeat of the number 7 and one of them being a major arcana card, you are going to find that you cannot abide lies. And you might say, Dean, I can't abide liars anyway. Nobody sits there and wants to collect liars to them unless you're doing something very, kind of corrupt with them. Or you're corrupt yourself. So here, there is this sense of saying, I'm purging away the lies within, internally, externally. All right? And also this is a warning, Sagittarius, and it's not saying that you lie. But if you are going to lie or you're going to fib on something, this is saying here, just be very mindful. Just be very mindful of it, because it can be called back on you. All right? So just to know that is very informative and very powerful. It's also not to say here that even white lies, like You don't want to be mean. You don't want to be rude. You don't want to be, just kind of like that person that goes, why? It's the truth. Because you'll tick people off, and that'll be a totally different problem that you have here. But there's something here that it's very important that you move forward in the truth of your power and the truth of your understanding. And you have the High Priestess right here. And what I love about her is that in her cloak, she has all these eyes. You are far-seeing, and you are astoundingly powerful. And you have the pomegranate right here. And remember, the pomegranate, eating the pomegranate seed for Persephone changed her completely. So it can be that the smallest action has the greatest recourse for you. And you're also having the veil lifted from your eyes as you move towards your truth, as you listen to what you desire, as you create your destiny, your power, yourself. You are going to see you moving towards a greater understanding of what you want and where you need to be. And the High Priestess is here, moving towards greater mysteries. And there is a sense here of, as you are moving forward, as you embrace this knowledge, there is a give and a take. There is this symbiotic relationship with you and the world where you get gifts from your existence, but you also give gifts, right? And you're really not going to also be able to abide people that don't uphold that rule, that only take and take and take. I'm talking about leechy people. You're not going to be able to abide leeches, just those people that hang on, take away your good energy, take away your positivity, because you're going to see them for what they truly are. And you're going to see the areas in your life that tend to just take away your power for what it truly is. And as you do so, you move into a sense here with the moon card, you move into a sense of understanding your shadow self, because the moon brings forth shadows. And the moon is saying here that there are aspects of our personality, there are aspects of ourselves that we don't like. And there are aspects of ourselves that are capable of tremendous evil. Because within every person, there is a capacity for great good and great evil. It sounds like a, superhero novel, right? But it's true. And so here, it is you looking at yourself fully, not just the points of yourself that are socially acceptable. Not just because we're not supposed to talk about shame. We're not supposed to talk about jealousy. We're not supposed to talk about fear. You see people talk about it, but only when they can show you that they transcended it. They overcame it, and they were never having these ugly emotions. We have ugly emotions all the time. And if you suppress it and suppress it, it just builds within you until it erupts. And so here it's looking at it, and it's looking at the fear, and it's seeing the beauty within the shadows. It's seeing the beauty within your heart. And then you become a student of your mind, because a student of your mind for you here, Sagittarius, is going to be so important. You are looking at what your heart wants. You're looking at what your soul needs. You're cutting through doubts and fears. You're seeing where it is that you want to stand and what it is that you want to stand for. And this leads you to being crowned by kings. The King of Pentacles and the King of Swords. The King of Pentacles is this sense of prosperity. And this is knowing you deserve it. The King of Pentacles and the King of Swords and the King of Cups, they don't say, oh, I didn't deserve this. This is saying, no, this is my birthright. I deserve to sit on this throne. I might make mistakes. I might screw things up. But this is what I was born to be. And it's divinely chosen. Because hereditary, thrones that are inherited, but even thrones that aren't inherited, okay, it comes from them being chosen by God. And so here, you are seeing that grace, and you are seeing that power in your life and in yourself, chosen by God, by divinity, by the universe, however you say it, however you see it, to claim your power, to move forward in your truth. But there's also powerful forces within your life during this time. It can be fire sign, it's a fire sign energy, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. I'm sorry, not fire sign energy, earth sign energy, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, there we go. And a air sign energy, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. These can be powerful forces moving you forward. But this is also you. Also your prosperity, the seeds that you are planting, and the passion of your mind, the clear thinking, the clear seeing. This is stability and thought coming together to move you forward towards what you want and where you want to be. And as you embrace these aspects of yourself, as you embrace fire and you embrace air, air feeds fire. Yes, air can put out fire. But the earth warms the earth. The sun warms the earth, right? You are the sun. And what I'm seeing here is you make this possible. Because without you warming the earth and moving forward, without you embracing your passion and your desires and looking at your instinctual self, you will see here that the crops won't grow. The harvest won't come. And the swords, the air would have nothing to move upon except a dead wasteland. And so here you move forward towards something so much more than you had thought possible for yourself. And it leads you to the King of Cups at your root. And it's so important that the King of Cups is at your root, especially with the Hangman here, because you're seeing things differently. You're moving towards esoteric wisdom or just deeper wisdom. It doesn't have to be esoteric, though you may very well see yourself inclined towards this deeper wisdom of self and of this sense. You have the beehive right here. So the bees are going to be important. The honey that comes into your life, the richness that abounds to you, the sweetness. It's like honey melting on your lips and you licking it off. There's going to be sweetness that isn't quite understood all of a sudden, and then you get a taste of it and you're like, oh my goodness, this changes things. So it is going to be, just think of licking honey off your lips. It's like, it's going to be that sweet result that widens your eyes and you go, oh my goodness, wow, I didn't know I could have that richness from here. I didn't know it could be this good. I didn't know I could move forward this way. I didn't know it could be this beautiful. And as you are moving forward, you embrace your heart. Now, the King of Cups is emotional stability, it's sensitivity, it's coming together with your heart and what you desire. And the King of Cups is important, especially at your root, because I am of the firm belief that we are all emotional beings. And as emotional beings, we need to listen to our hearts. We need to listen to our emotional self. And so often we like to think that we are just logic. Okay? And logic, logos, is important. We have to look at the logical side of the world and this greater expanse of thought and thinking in this like cosmic consciousness. But to think of it as simply a brain is to be stepped back. I think of it as the beating of a heart, the pulse of the earth, the power of our creation. And that's what you hold here. And that's what the kings are giving you. It's like your heart, your prosperity, your knowledge. It moves together. What is needed within you, what you plant on this earth, and how you utilize it comes together to be fueled by your passion, by your desire. Because you don't have any wands here. So your passion, your desire, it's like, that's on point. And even if you don't know, if you step back and you just listen to yourself, you're going to discover things that you hadn't thought possible or you thought, silly about yourself. And it changes everything. And it moves you forward. It moves you forward on this swan-like creature to be able to fly and skim the waters. To be able to embrace new heights. And here with the moon, you are facing fears. You also have a strong Pisces energy. And this King of Cups represents a Pisces, a Scorpio, and a Cancer. So you have this strong Pisces presence. You have the strong sense of the shadow self coming forward. So it can very well be that during this time, there are thoughts that you would rather not have. I'm not saying that they're wicked thoughts or anything like that, but they could be, and you're thinking about things, you're discovering things. And it's as long as you act in kindness and love and prosperity, as long as you sit there and say, I understand that, not everything is a Disney fairy tale, which, life just shows us time and time again. It's like, okay, I can move forward. I can move forward because I know that I am so much more than people see. And perfection is a trap. Perfection is something to get you to buy more. Perfection is something to get you to always strive and never feel good enough. And I'm not saying that your perfection is being a movie star. I'm not saying your perfection is, living in a mansion. Your perfection can be something that others might seem very mundane. Your perfection can be kindness. It can be a connection with people. It can be a intense creativity and inquisitiveness that moves you forward, that guides you onward. And as you face your fears about your own sense of perfection, quote unquote, your own sense of power, you start to see that the things that you feared, the things that held you back, the things that kept you from moving forward, you find strength within the shadows, within the quiet, within the power of the self. And as you do so, you move forward to the Chariot. Now the Chariot is a Cancer energy. Again, another water sign presence here. Strong water sign presence, strong drive towards the heart. And so with Cancer, you have a time frame of June 21st to July 22nd. You have day and night moving you forward. So you have a bridling of a fear that comes from the night, okay, coupled with the beauty that comes from the day, because it is, as sight hunters, we prefer light to darkness. Okay, we find it very instinctually and primally to be very vulnerable, to be in the dark and not be able to see. So here, you are moving forward with your strengths and with your perceived weaknesses, which as you move and develop and become, they're not going to be weaknesses anymore. You're going to see your strengths guiding you and leading you. You move forward, braver and more self-assured than you give yourself credit for. Charioteers are brave, just like Cancers are brave, but they are downplayed because they move so much off of the heart. So we might see this as weakness, but this is a true and beautiful strength. As long as you are not manipulated within your emotions, and as long as you know your heart beautifully, you will find yourself moving forward in grace and in power, in passion and in pursuit. Because Sagittarius, your major arcana card is Temperance. It's balance. Balance of the spiritual and the logical. Balance, or the earthly plane and the spiritual plane. Balance, truth, is what guides you. And here you move forward in it emotionally. You need to move forward in it emotionally because it's going to transform you. It's going to lead you forward. It's going to propel you. And then you have the Page of Swords. It's like, I am a student of my mind. I am a student of my power. And I am not seeing the world the same way. You have this sense of childlike innocence, childlike wide-eyed wonder, and grown-up wisdom. A little bit of, kind of like, I've seen it before, coming into play. And those two things are going to, at times, war with each other. Because you're going to think, oh, it's going to be like this. And another part of you is going to be like, oh, well, give it a chance. See, it can be completely different. And as the veil is lifted from your eyes, you're going to see that both are true. And yet, both are a construct of your own thoughts. So meaning that you might link something to a past, okay, to your past perceptions, yet it grows fully and beautifully within itself, within the power of the recesses of your mind, within the strength of your soul, and something new is starting. So don't be tricked, because you have the Seven of Swords here. There's something tricky that's coming. It's within the mind, it's within your perception, and you're moving away from it. You're like leaving it behind, and you're taking what is valuable to you. But some things have to stay, because they can't not come with you. They have to stay behind. So here it is 3 swords being left behind. It's 3 things that you will have to leave behind. It can be divinity tells you what to leave behind because 3 is a divine number. And you take 4 with you to defend. But also you take the 4 swords with you. The 4 swords that show you that you have been through a war. That you have well earned your merit, your power, your knowledge. And that moves you to falling into a symbiotic relationship with this earth. A give and a take. Right? It can be with the earth itself. Kind of appreciating it more. It can be with people. But this is also saying be very mindful of leeches. Be very mindful of those people who always have their hands out. Work that always has its hand out. Partners that always have their hand out. And never give anything in return. Be mindful of your relationships that drain instead of giving. Because it's going to come to the front. And you're going to be making decisions. And the decisions that you make to live in this harmony, okay? Or even just to say, you know what, I can't change you. I will not change you. But I'm not going to give as much to those who do not appreciate it as I do to those who do appreciate it. And there's a peace and there's a balance that comes. A loving, nurturing sense of self that moves you forward in knowledge and that cuts away doubts and fears. Your subconscious message for this time, Sagittarius, is judgment. Is your angels being right there with you. I see these birch trees as your angels' wings, and they form this heart right here as you are born from this jewel, from the earth, and you are cradled in this flower, even if it is a thistle or, I see it as a lotus flower, but, of course. So, yeah, it can very well be, wisdom, understanding, but also the thistles of the earth. It's kind of like the hardships, the pains, the disappointments, but there's still beauty in it. And you see that your angels guide you, protect you as you are moving forward. There are revelations that come. There's a rebirth that invigorates. And then your subconscious chakra message is of course, rebirth. I love that. That's so funny. It is rebirth. This is the Earth Star chakra, so connecting with the earth is going to be astoundingly important. The butterfly, as you guys know from my other videos, I love butterflies because they are jewels in the sky, but they are also attracted to carrion, which means that they are attracted to dead things. And they are attracted to the beauty. They bring beauty. They are attracted to flowers. They are attracted to beauty. but they also have a dark undertone to them, which I think is very important for us to see within this world. It's, yes, embracing and living within the beautiful, but also understanding that there is horror and darkness, and knowing that they both live within the realms of our existence, and you cannot ignore one for the other, as much as you would like to. But you are being transformed, you are being reborn. And your subconscious spirit animal message is the groundhog spirit. Time to let go. It's time to let go of the negative. It's time to let go of the hurts and the pains that have been being carried with you for so long. And it's time to embrace and kiss what your heart truly wants. And it's time to speak from the heart. Not, again, meanly or cruelly, but powerfully and truthfully. All right, Sagittarius. I hope this reading has resonated with you. I wish you nothing but light, love, peace, and happiness. May harmony always be with you. I am sending loving, healing energy to each and every one of you. May harmony always be with you. And please stay safe. I love you all. Bye.